Well, the Washington Commanders not only made the NFC Championship, but they decided this year they're going all in and trying to put as much talent around Jayden Daniels as they can, and that's why they brought in Deebo Samuel. So today, we're going to go ahead and finish the job for them, and we're rebuilding the Washington Commanders. We're going to try to get them into the Super Bowl. Now, offensively, need a lot of work. Offensive line could use some touching up. We need a tight end really bad, probably an upgrade at running back, and a third receiver. But outside of that, Jayden Daniels, really, it's his team to carry. I had to change the playbooks because I know historically Washington playbooks do not work in simulation. Defensively, we have some upgrades we can make as well. We're going to look to trade Jonathan Allen. I don't want to do it this draft. I'm going to wait for the computer-generated draft classes just because they are better. So we are going to wait to trade him until probably after the draft, before the start of next year, and just get some future draft capital back. Outside of that, though, we need edge. We need some linebacker. We re-signed Bobby Wagner and Jeremy Chin just because I think they will in real life. And hopefully we can bring in just a couple more pieces to really give us a shot this coming year at making it back into the playoffs. All right, well, through the first wave, we bring in Trent Brown, just an upgrade at right tackle. I'm going to try to bring in a couple more people. We had offered Javon Holland, just not a lock-in offer, like not a guarantee, as you can see. He didn't want to be here anyway. And we had offered Rashid Shaheed, who I went to Tampa Bay, so he didn't want to come either. All right, well, we had Devin Bush and Matthew Judon on that list. Just on short deals till we can get replacements in the draft, but they are going to be better than the 60 overall players we have in their place. All right, well, we're trading back with the Browns. There's nobody really good value that I want to take there, so we're going to get an extra second-round pick and some more picks next year, as here I feel a little bit more comfortable taking some of the players that I wanted to take. And that's going to start with Antoine Powell-Ryland, a right outside linebacker, a power rusher. He is going to be the successor, I believe, to Matthew Judon. And then with our second round pick, we're bringing in Shamar Stewart. I know he's a hidden dev left end. Hopefully we can develop him well in our defense. All right, we bring in Torrey Horton, who's a hidden dev receiver. That gives us our third receiver. Well, we got 3 70-plus overall players. We're just going to look to develop them, really. Antoine Powell, I'm hoping, develops pretty well. Shamar Stewart, we know, develops really well. And Torrey Horton, we're going to find out about. All right, and here we're going to trade Andrew Wiley to the Eagles. That way we just clear up a spot, and we don't really need them. We added Trent Brown, and we still have Brandon Coleman, so we are good there. This is the team hopping into year one. Of course, the main, all we added on offense was Horton, and we have Deebo here. Could use a better tight end, but not the end of the world there. Defensively, Shamar Stewart, we're not going to start him. We're going to keep Armstrong there. Of course, we have the linebackers that we added in, so those guys are going to stay in their positions. And, rest of the team looks good. We moved Frankie Louvu down to left end. I want him to be a dedicated pass rusher, so hopefully he can really blow up the backfield there. All right, well, we're going to get to the middle of the year and see how this team's playing. All right, well, we are not playing well. 1-5. Last in the league in everything. What is going on with this team? We still don't know Horton's dev trait. We didn't have any, Shamar Stewart, but we don't know his dev trait either. And Jayden Daniels is not moving the ball well. Brian Robinson is terrible. Deebo leading the team in receiving, which is good. You like to see that. Terry McLaurin not having a great year, though. Bobby Wagner leading the team in tackles. Frankie Louvu in TFLs and Frankie Louvu in sacks. That's why we moved him down. And the rookie, not having a bad year himself. Hopefully he can keep it up and maybe get a Rookie of the Year. And then 2 picks for Bobby Wagner, 1 for a couple others. And we come to I forgot to trade Jonathan Allen, so let's do that real quick. All right, we trade Jonathan Allen for a first-round pick from the Raiders and a 4th round next year. So a little bit of draft capital there, but we get his contract off the books and we don't have to pay a 30-year-old defensive tackle. All right, we're paying Terry a lot of money for a long time. He needs to fight regression a lot. Brian Robinson, we're going to wait and see how he finishes the year, because if he does not get better, we are not paying him. And the same with everybody else. I'm not sure about Bobby Wagner. He normally retires, but we'll offer him this 1 year here. That way, if he does stay, we can at least develop a young guy under him. And everybody else, I think, can walk. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get to our scouting, our focus scouting. If there's anything important going on, I'll be sure to let y'all know. If not, we'll see y'all at the end of the year. Well, we don't make the playoffs year one. We go 7-10. We had a turnaround. I thought we were going to do it there for a minute, as we went on like a 5-game win streak, I think. Yeah, because at the mid-season we were 1-5, and then we crank out a 5-game win streak, and then we just started losing again. So not great to finish the year. And Jayden Daniels, not terrible. I would like a little bit more from him, but 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks, not terrible. Brian Robinson, I mean, it's just not worth paying. We got to try to find somebody better. Debo with 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. The rookie Horton with 9 and 8, and Terry McLaurin with 8 and 5. Sennett with 5 and 5. Defensively, Bobby Wagner, 126 tackles. 13 TFLs for Frankie Louvu and 9.5 sacks for Frankie Louvu. The rookie slowed down only with 5 sacks. Was hoping for a little bit more. Probably won't win Rookie of the Year there. 4 picks for Wagner, 4 for Lattimore, 4 for Sandra still, 3 for Chin, and 1 for... Daron Payne got 1? That's awesome. Well, I don't think we're going to see ourselves in any of these 2 columns, as we didn't really do good enough, but I would like to see our name, okay, Bobby Wagner, in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie, I was hoping would go to Horton, but Luther Burden gets it. Defensive Rookie, Powell Ryland is on the list. Best quarterback, Jayden Daniels at 9. Not going to be there. Nope. Frankie Louvu coming in at best D-line down there at 9. Best linebacker, no. Best DB, Sandra still and Lattimore at 9 and 10. Best kicker, Siebert at 6. And we have a Baltimore and Detroit Super Bowl. A little bit odd there. Let's check dev traits real quick. Well, Horton is a star dev. Terry McLaurin goes down. Debo stays the same, but he avoids... Well, he hasn't avoided regression yet. We got to wait till next week. Defensively, Devin Bush and Bobby Wagner both get dev traits. Everybody else stays the same. We don't know Shamar Stewart's yet, so hopefully he doesn't lose it. And the Lions win the Super Bowl. Jahmyr Gibbs winning the Super Bowl MVP. A little bit of an odd one there. All right, well, we do bring in Pacheco and Emerson, a third corner. It's really good. Just trying to get a mentor defensive tackle, as we're probably going to try to draft one to replace Jonathan Allen. We get all 3 of our guys, and that may be fixing our team fast. Well, we have pick 11 and pick 26. We're not going to do any moving around. We're just going to get to our picks and see who our best guys are. All right, we're just picking a middle linebacker here. This guy looks really good. He's a round 1 talent. He's going to be Bobby Wagner's replacement. Ranked at 21, got him at 11 and a hidden dev. It's exactly what we needed. All right, we're going to move this guy to right end, Dominique Haskins. Ranked at 30, got him at 26 and a hidden dev. All right, round 2, the best tight end on the board, Titus Van Dyke. What a name. Ranked at 25. Finally another hidden dev. I've struggled the last couple rebuilds, though, to draft hidden dev tight ends, so this is very nice. All right, going left guard here, Philip McCann. Looks to be the best on the board. Hidden dev. No issues there. All right, this is a guy we're going to look to move to left outside linebacker. Looks like a really good athlete. A-man, A-zone, and he was not. That was a miss of a pick. Well, honestly, I think we crushed this draft. 375 overalls, a 72 overall left guard. We missed it right outside linebacker, for sure. All right, we're trading Allegretti for a 5th round pick. I just want him out of my way. All right, there we go. We have a mentor for McCann. We brought in a mentor for Jayden Daniels and a mentor for the rookie tight end. We brought in, he's not showing up here. Well, we brought Matthew Judon back for a mentor for our right outside linebacker spot, and I don't know why it doesn't have Haskins starting. All right, we trade Dorrance Armstrong away for a bunch of future picks to the Browns. All right, now looking at the team before we hop into I think this is technically year 2. Before we hop into year 2, we added Pacheco. We got a couple good rookies on the offense now that hopefully will develop fairly fast. The receiving core is good enough. Jayden Daniels, hopefully he continues to develop. Defensively, we add Haskins, the rookie. We add Duval, the rookie, who is going to stay behind Bobby Wagner. Powell Ryland, I'm hoping can develop more this year. We have to bring in a mentor for Powell Ryland, but we can do that easily enough. We added Emerson. Sanders still there. Our defensive line looks good. Our defense looks good. I got faith in this team. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get to the midseason, start re-signing and dealing with all that. All right, well, we have 146 mil and some players to re-sign, starting with Marshawn. I'd like to keep him here on a 1 year. Actually, we might make that a 2. And he stays. Quan Martin, we're going to let walk. I think Tyler Biadasz we are going to try and keep, if I can keep him here. All right, well, we're going to have to keep working with him. I'm not sure about Deron Payne and Frankie Louvu. It really depends on stats. Devin Bush, I might keep here for another 2. We'll just offer that. Yeah. He got a star dev. He's playing good. Everybody else I'm not sure about. We might re-sign these 2 guys depending their years just to try to keep some mentors in the building. Well, we got a quarterback breakout at the mid-season. And I'd really love for Jayden Daniels to oh, he just got it. He doesn't have to do anything. X-Factor quarterback. Let's go. I am very excited to see because we are 6-1. We are a top team in the league as far as offense and defense goes. Number 1 in opponents' points per game. 2nd in points ourselves. 4th in yards passing and 4th in yards rushing. And just outside the top 10 in opponent pass yards and 15 at opponent rush yards. I want to see if we know any of our dev traits yet. All right, McCann is star. Titus Van Dyke, I mean, with a name like that, he had to be a superstar dev player. Defensively, we don't know Haskins, and we do not know Duval's. I think I'm just going to pop Duval over Bobby Wagner, get some minutes. Haskins has got to be coming up on knowing is only at 305. And Jayden Daniels is having an incredible year. 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns so far, only 4 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco having a great year. 536, 3 touchdowns so far. Torrey Horton, 607 and 8 touchdowns. Debo at 522 and 5. McLaurin getting left out a little bit. I don't like that, but I can deal with it. Defensively, Bobby Wagner leading the way in tackles, Jerzon Newton in TFLs, and Frankie Louvu in sacks with 4, 3 for Deron Payne, 2.5 for Newton, 2 for Ryland. The rookie Haskins with only 1. Bummer. 3 picks for Lattimore, 1 for a bunch of other people. That's why we pay them. Watch them not get another interception the entire rest of the year. All right, well, we're going to make it to the end of the year. I don't think we're going to try to re-sign anybody else yet. We're just going to hold out, and hopefully we can maintain this number 1 seed and walk right into the playoffs. Guys, real quick, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Dubby. If you need energy and you're tired of the same lame canned energy drinks, all the Red Bulls, Monsters, all that, etc., that's really bad for you, take a look at Dubby. It equates to $1 per drink. They have some great flavors. Go to dubby.gg, pick out the flavors you want, maybe get a shaker cup because they have some pretty good ones, and use code BusterPlays at checkout to get 10% off. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, well, we get Biadasz on and signed for the remainder of the rebuild. I'm still not sure about these two guys because Deron Payne's just going to regress from here, and same with Frankie Louvu. It really depends on the year he has because if he can have a really good year and get a dev trade or slow that regression a little bit, then maybe we do re-sign him. And just like that, we go 16-1. Let's see what this weekly award is. It's probably going to be Jayden Daniels. Yeah, he's been incredible this year. And just to show y'all that we didn't play anything, I just saw a little sneak peek there. That's awesome. Yeah, we didn't play any of these. Our only loss was week 1 to the Colts. Then we go on a 16-game win streak. Didn't play any, didn't force any. Yeah, this team's incredible. Jayden Daniels, 4,600 yards, 42 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Horton, 1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns. McLaurin with 1,202 touchdowns. Debo with 1,108 touchdowns. Van Dyke, the rookie tight end, 507 touchdowns. Defensively, Devin Bush led the way in tackles. Not a lot there. Deron Payne in TFLs, tied with APR. And Frankie Louvu with 13 sacks. Deron Payne with 10. Contract years, we might have to pay these guys. Ryland with 5. The rookie still only with 1. That's not good. 8 picks for Marshawn. 4 for Bobby Wagner. 3 for Devin Bush. 2 for Jeremy Chin. 2 for Martin Emerson Jr. and 1 for a couple other guys. Oh, the rookie, Levi Duval with 1. And I'd like to see what kind of morale boost we have right now. This has got to be insane, the development we've had so far. Jayden Daniels playing up to a 97 overall. Isaiah Pacheco up to a 92. Horton all the way up to an 87. He's got to get a dev trait this year. 20 touchdowns. The offensive line's playing great. Van Dyke up to an 81. Defensively, Ryland playing up to a 79. Duval's an X factor. Okay, playing up to an 82. That's incredible. Good on him. Haskins is only a star dev, but the rest of the D-line looks really good. Chin is developing. Marshawn Lattimore, still that superstar X factor, playing up to a 92. This team's great. And in the divisional, we have to take on the Packers, who beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. See if we can hop in and do that. Well, we are at home in Washington. Let's go ahead and go to the end of the game. Hopefully our team stays. We don't need a first-round exit. Well, second round technically, but one and done we do not want to be, as we have a 17-14 lead, 24-14, 31-14. We have 38-14, 38-20 is your final here in Washington. We move on to the NFC Championship. Well, Jayden Daniels did outplay Jordan Love, but looks like Jordan Love just didn't complete a lot of passes. No turnovers. Josh Jacobs had a big game, but so did Pacheco. Pacheco with 3 rushing touchdowns. Horton doing what Horton does, 107 and 2 touchdowns. Let's see. Okay. Johnny Newton and Frankie Louvu with sacks, no interceptions. And in the NFC Championship, we have to take on the 14-3 Rams. Probably the scariest team yet, but you know what we're going to do, hop in and see if we can beat them. Well, the Rams have a superstar X-Factor quarterback too, but is he Jayden Daniels level good? We do not know. Let's go to the end of the game as we take a 7-0 lead. They tie it, 14-7. 21-7. Come on, guys. Let's keep our foot on the gas. 28-13. 28-20. I don't like that. 35-20. As long as we can keep it up. All right. We're going to have to. All right. They give us the ball back. We got 2 minutes. What happened there? 2 minutes. We're in field goal range. All right, we had 3 timeouts. We had 3 timeouts and we couldn't get it done. Forced the punt. There we go. Now, you know what? We're gonna continue. I have faith in our offense, as Biadash is gonna. All right, we have got to get something together here. There we go. That's a big pass. I'm coming in here. I'm coming in here doing that. We are sneaking it. And there we go. We get the first down. All right. Let's see if our team can... What are we doing, man? You don't really want to go for it here, but you don't want to put your defense in that spot either. We need to get a stop. We got plenty of weapons. Because we're going to hit Van Dyke. He gets the first down. All right. It's going to be hard to miss this one. Yep, that's good. That's game. We're going to the Super Bowl. I don't know why we hung around. We could have ended it at the end of the... Not even gone into overtime. I guess we're just stat padding. And looking at it, Jayden Daniels had a heck of a game. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. When you play that long, though, you're bound to make one mistake. Pacheco, 76 yards. No touchdowns, though. Debo, 111 yards and a touchdown. Van Dyke with 98 and a touchdown. McLaurin with 98 and a touchdown. Pacheco with a receiving touchdown. Defensively, did we have... Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles. A half sack for Duvall and Haskins. And a pick for Sanders. Oh, we got the Steelers in the Super Bowl. That's an exciting one. Jayden Daniels wins MVP, and I better see Dan Quinn at that Coach of the Year. We take home both of them. Offensive Player of the Year going to Torrey Holton. Jayden Daniels at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Lattimore at 4. Offensive Rookie, Van Dyke at 5. Defensive Rookie, Haskins at 8 and Duvall at 10. Best quarterback goes to Jayden Daniels. Best running back, Pacheco at 3. Best receiver goes to Horton. Best offensive lineman goes to Biadasz. Heck of a re-signing. Best defensive line, Luvu at 8. Best linebacker, not on that list. Best defensive back goes to Marshawn Lattimore. Best kicker, Proctor, the rookie, at 10. I want to take a look at our dev traits before we hop into this Super Bowl. And Horton goes up to Superstar. Biadasz goes up to Superstar. Jayden Daniels stays at Superstar X Factor. Defensively, Powell Ryland goes up to Star. Everybody else stays the same. That's a little upsetting. I would like to see a flash of a dev trait out of, one of these guys. All right, well, now that we got that, we can go ahead and get into the Super Bowl and try to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go ahead and go to the end of the game. I'm hoping we don't have any issues here as we put up 3 first. It's tie game 3-3, 10-3, 10-10. Come on, offense. Our defense needs to step it up here now. 24-17. Oh, we get the stop, 27-24. That happened quick. That does it. We win it 27-24. Jayden Daniels gets his first Super Bowl ring. And it looks like Jayden Daniels is probably going to be the Super Bowl MVP. Well, it could go to Torrey Horton. 135, 2 touchdowns. Levi Duvall in tackles. TFL's Levi Duvall. He's a beast. Haskins, Luvu, Davenport with sacks, Deshaun Elliott with the 1 pick. And Torrey Horton does get the Super Bowl MVP, so that's nice. Ooh, MVP? I forgot. Jayden Daniels won MVP. I'm interested in who keeps dev traits. Debo finally goes down. It looks like we finally lost our right tackle, so we need to add one. Horton up to a 90 overall. That's insane. Defensively, Devin Bush loses his dev trait. Frankie Luvu regresses, and so does Jeremy Chin. Well, Frankie Luvu regressed too much. Daron Payne regressed a lot. We're not going to overpay for these 3 positions. We're going to take it into the free agency. We have $157 million, and we just accepted Jayden Daniels' 5th-year option. All right, we're only targeting 2 here. Kyle Hamilton, since we lost Quan Martin, and Jonathan Allen. We don't get Jonathan Allen, and Kyle Hamilton now. We're going to get him. Nope, he goes to the Cardinals. We lost both of them. All right, well, we won the Super Bowl, so we are at pick 32. I'm not going to trade up. Well, we're going to trade up in the second for the safety, but this defensive tackle is Round 1 to 2 talent. We're here at 32. Elite speed, good and great at everything else. So we are going to bring him to Washington to replace Daron Payne. Normal dev. Should develop, though. We have a good mentor at the position. All right, we're taking Rodney Fenderson here. I was going to get a safety, but I remember we need a tackle really bad. So here's Rodney. We're going to move him over to right tackle, and he is going to be a starter from day one. All right, trading back up again. There is this, mortgaging our future, really, but not concerned with it. There is a safety that I want. Where is he at? Orlando Mathis. Round 1 talent. I'm trusting it. Ranked at 7. Normal dev, though. Why? I hate these normal devs. Well, we only got one dev trait, but like Gerald Johnson, 74 overall. Rodney Fenderson, 73. Orlando Mathis, 76. Just not a hidden dev. Well, this is the team before we get into year 3, and it sucks that we didn't. I mean, did Van Dyke regress a lot? Because he was like an 86 overall at the end of the year. I guess those boosts just did it. We may need to temper expectations slightly as we just came off a 16-1 season, but it's hard not to be excited. I mean, we have a really good offensive line that is with some young players that still need to develop. Pacheco is young. Horton's young. Terry McLaurin's starting to regress a little bit, so we need to look for another receiver option. Jayden Daniels, though, superstar X Factor, 96 overall. Van Dyke's playing good. Fenderson, he's only going to be a star dev, but 75 overall. Hopefully he develops. Defensively, we really need Johnson to develop and get a defensive player of the year. I'd like Mathis to develop. He's 76 overall rookie. Jeremy Chin starting to regress. Devin Bush starting to regress, which, I mean, we got more out of him than we expected. We moved Shamar Stewart over to the left end spot. I know he's not a speed rusher, but hopefully he can be serviceable there. And but a big downgrade kind of for our defense this year as we lost Luvu and Daron Payne. Hopefully we can bounce back, though. Let's get to the midseason and see if we happen to. Well, I knew we needed to temper expectations. 3-4. How we're 3-4 and Dallas is 5-2 makes no sense to me, but not going to worry about it. We do have 102 mil, and we need to re-sign people. We're going to start with Mike Sandra still. Like to keep him here for the rest of the rebuild, so we will offer him that. He stays. Johnny Newton's still young. We just need him to develop. So if I can get him for the rest of the rebuild, that would be nice. Brandon Coleman, I feel the same way. We'll just go ahead and bump that up a little bit. Keep him around. Oh, he doesn't stay. Jeremy Chin, I think, can go. And whose 5th year do we have this year? Nobody's. Debo, maybe, we traded out. That's right. Debo will probably finally walk. I'm not keeping him around. We got a Super Bowl with him. That's all that matters. Yeah, we're just going to try to focus on keeping Brandon Coleman. Jayden Daniels, not as good as last year, but still good enough. 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Pacheco, 543 and 7 touchdowns. That's exactly what you expect out of him. Terry McLaurin leading the way receiving. That is what I continue to hope for. Horton having a little bit of a step back year, but still doing pretty decent. Devin Bush leading the way in tackles. Hopefully he can get a dev trait. Gerald Johnson, the rookie, leading the team in TFLs. That's what I like to see. And Dominique Haskins in sacks. Huge fall off for sacks this year. That is not good. And same with interceptions. Marshawn with 2, Devin Bush with 1. And that's going to do it here. We'll stop, do the focus scouting. If anything important happens, you'll see it. Yeah, well, we went 7-10. Our offense fell off. I think we need a 3rd receiver really bad. Our defense fell off. Hopefully not for long. If we can get some people to develop. Jayden Daniels, yeah, just 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Pacheco, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. Love to see that. McLaurin, over 1,014 touchdowns. Horton taking a slight step back. Debo taking another step back with regression. I mean, Fenderson didn't do that bad. Biadasz being the worst tackle, or the worst offensive lineman, and he's superstar dev, is kind of bad. Devin Bush led the way in tackles. For whatever reason, it puts him at sub linebacker, even though Duval is a superstar dev. Superstar X Factor, I should say. Johnny Newton leading the way in TFLs. Dominique Haskins and Gerald Johnson tied for sacks with 7.5. 4 picks for Sandra Still, 4 for Marshawn Lattimore, and 1 for Devin Bush. I don't think teams really had to throw the ball on us. That might have been the whole issue, so maybe we can fix that this year. And we're not in the MVP or Coach of the Year running this year, even though we won them both last. Offensive Player of the Year, not there. Defensive Player of the Year, not there. Offensive Rookie, not there, but we wouldn't be. Gerald Johnson does win Defensive Rookie. I like that. Best quarterback, Daniels at 9. Best running back, Pacheco at 2. Best receiver, McLaurin at 8. Best offensive lineman, not there. Best defensive lineman, not there. Best linebacker, not there. Best defensive back, Lattimore and Sandra Still, 4 and 6. And best kicker, not there. Taking a look at our depth traits, Pacheco goes up to Superstar X Factor. Nobody else goes up or down. Defensively, Gerald Johnson goes up to Superstar. To Superstar. Devin Bush gets his dev trait back. Nobody else changes. That means he's going to take over for Johnny Newton at the 1 spot. That's awesome. All right, Kansas City, Dallas, Super Bowl. Let's see who wins. Oh, no. I'm an idiot. I simulated through all of it. All right, well, we might have to do some more trades because, wow, we really had a good pick this draft too, huh? All right, we're at pick 10. We're taking a left outside linebacker here that we're going to move to left end in exchange for Shamar Stewart. We need that pass rush. So it's just what's happening. He was ranked at 50, but he's a hidden dev, so he'll make a good left end. All right, taking a free safety here. We're moving over to strong safety. He's not really a scheme fit, but he should do the trick. Ranked at 11 and a hidden dev. All right, a round 2 to 3 receiver here in the 3rd. Oh, we get a good animation. Ranked at 107. Normal dev. Not good. I don't know why they gave us that. Oh, a hidden dev corner here in the 4th round. Raphael Davis looks pretty good. I just drafted this guy that was round 1 to 2 talent projection in the 7th round. Ranked at 170, got him at 201. Hidden dev. This whole time I've been thinking about drafting him, and I've just passed him. Well, we had a lot of picks in that draft, and I think most of them are going to work out well. Glenn Walker, we are moving to left end. All right, he's swapped. Cameron McCutcheon, I believe we are going to... All right, so we got a lot of these guys. Not a lot of them hidden dev. Davis obviously was. Geo Scott was the 1 to 2 rounder that we got in the 7th. Some decent picks. We really missed with a lot of these receivers. Maybe I should have scouted better, but skipping the entire offseason kind of did me in there. All right, before we get into year 4, this is what the team looks like. We really could use a better 3rd receiver, but I'm not really going to do anything about it right now. Maybe next year. Hopefully Geo Scott develops a little bit with that hidden dev. The rest of the offense is good, though. We shouldn't really need one. We have 2 great guys, Pacheco, Van Dyke. We should be able to move the ball. Defensively, we still kind of have some holes. Walker hopefully can develop nice. Devin Bush there, but he plays well every year. Ryland, I don't think is doing anything outstanding for us. I just hope Johnson keeps up the road he was on. Maybe Haskins, if he could get a little bit better. Cornerback, we're going to have to look to upgrade this coming year. And free safety, maybe. Mathis is serviceable, and we have the rookie McCutcheon, who should be pretty good. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get to the midseason and check the team out there. All right, well, we're not winning. We started 0-3, then 1-4, now 3-4. We've won 2 back-to-back, but like Minnesota, look at that. Look at that overall compared to ours. We should be torching teams, and we're not. I mean, our pass game is, we need a 3rd receiver. Maybe I make a trade for one because Geo Scott isn't really developing, and Terry McLaurin is falling off. Jayden Daniels up to a 98 overall, though, so that looks good. Defensively, McCutcheon star dev. I took a look at Walker's. He's star dev, but he's not developing at all, so that's not good either. Jayden Daniels throwing a lot of picks again this year. Not great. 14 touchdowns, 7 picks. Pacheco doing what Pacheco does. 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. McLaurin leading the way in receiving with 8 touchdowns. I mean, Gio Scott's got 400 yards and a touchdown. Horton not doing a lot with only 2 touchdowns. Maybe I need to make him the slot guy. Duval leading the way in tackles. Gerald Johnson in TFLs and Gerald Johnson in sacks. The rookie Glenn Walker with a half a sack. And then only 3 picks. 1 from each safety and 1 for Marshawn Lattimore. Now we do need to re-sign some players, starting with Jayden Daniels, who we are going to give a nice size contract to. And that takes away a lot of our money. Now we do need to re-sign Torrey Horton. I don't want him going anywhere. So we're going to pay him a huge deal as well. Now this guy wants to be here. So we're going to see if he'll... Yeah, he takes that. I'll take that. Martin Emerson, I would like to keep around for a little bit. He stays. I don't want to get rid of all of our money, but... Sam Cosme is going to be the last piece that we try to keep around. He stays. We got 29 mil left. I'm not really worried about the rest of these guys. They're all just mentors. So let's go ahead and get to the end of year 4. Hopefully we can turn this around and make the playoffs. I don't know why our defense is rated so bad. All right, well, we do make the playoffs off the bad start that we had. 10-7. Come in at the 7 seed. We got to play Green Bay. We already beat them once this year. Jayden Daniels hurt us. He turned it around. 4,100 yards, 40 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Torrey Horton, he hurt us too. 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin with 1,121 touchdowns. The rookie with 870 and 3 touchdowns. Van Dyke with 484 and 5. Brandon Coleman gives up a lot of sacks. Defensively, Levi Duval leading the way in tackles. Gerald Johnson in TFLs, and it looks like Gerald Johnson in sacks with 9.5. 5.5 for Powell Ryland. 5 for Haskins. 2.5 for Newton. 2 for Devin Bush. McCutcheon with 1, and our rookie first-round speed rusher with a half a sack. 2 picks for McCutcheon, 2 for Lattimore, 1 for Emerson, 1 for Mathis, and 1 for the rookie Raphael Davis. All right, well, we got to hop into this playoff game against Green Bay, see if we can beat the Packers. Well, let's jump to the end of this game here in Lambeau. Can we get on the board? 3-3. I don't like that start. 10-3, 10-10. Our defense cannot manufacture a stop. They happened to get one before half. That was just bad clock management. Oh, we win. We win 17-13, a low-scoring game, but our defense holds out. I hate to see that look on Jordan Love's face. And Jayden Daniels had a good game, outplayed Jordan Love. I feel like every time we play Green Bay, they just have a completion percentage problem there. Pacheco and Josh Jacobs were, right there with each other, 61 and 60. Receiving, Torrey Horton doing what he did. Terry McLaurin with 2 touchdowns. Any sack? Glenn Walker. See, okay, so I change it. Glenn Walker gets 2 sacks. Kenny Clark with a sack. We have the overall advantage on this Rams team. I'm not going to say we should have them beat, but let's hop into this divisional round. See if we can get our second NFC championship of this rebuild, as they do have a superstar X-Factor quarterback in McCormick. The last game we played was close. I think it went to overtime. Maybe double overtime because of mismanagement on our part, but we're going to go to the end of the game, jump in if we have to. We are on the board first and second. We take a 14-0 lead, 21-0. Defense is holding out today, 21-3. Don't let them come back. Did I speak too soon? Oh, no. We're going to take this one play at a time. All right. And they get the third conversion. They punt to us. Let's take our time here, guys. Why is Manny Elam in? There you go, Torrey. We're moving the ball. Torrey Horton having a big drive. I don't like this. Why is Manny Elam in? There we go. Get the first down. Let's get into the end zone. There we go. Khalil Joyner. Don't know who that is. Why is Isaiah Pacheco not in? Oh. Parker McCormick. Dominique Haskins gets him a sack. That's good. A minute left. Did we just get the ball back? We did. That should be, well, 10-point lead. That should be game over, and it is. We take down the Rams without having to hop in there. Jayden Daniels having only 183 yards, but 3 touchdowns, a pick. Pacheco had 66 rushing yards, but he was not in the final drive as Joyner got the rushing touchdown. Who did we have? McLaurin with 45 and 2 touchdowns. Horton with 82 yards and no touchdowns. Gio Scott with a touchdown. Sanders still in tackles. 3 TFLs for Gerald Johnson. 2 sacks for Dominique Haskins. Braden Fisk got 1. And a pick for Marshawn and Brian. Oh, they got Brian Branch. We have a repeat of national championships here as we have to take down Philadelphia. So let's hop in and see if we can do it. We have the overall in the offense. Their defense is a little bit better with Jalen Carter. All right, we're going to the, well, hold up. All right, we're going to the end of the game here at Lincoln Financial. Try to see if we can keep Philly from tearing their city apart again. As I would like. We get 7 on the board first. Our offense is, they get 3. Our offense is rolling 14-3, 14-10, and don't stop. Don't stop. Okay, 21-17. That's what I thought. 28-17. Let's slow it down here. It's a 3-point game. 4th and 10. They punt it. Oh, we come out throwing. That's a little bit of a dangerous game, and because you're going to get sacked. And then now we're giving the ball back. That was a dangerous game. What? Was that game over? That's game over. Okay, we won. I was getting scared there for a second. They must have been out of timeouts. 247, 4 touchdowns, does have an interception. Pacheco with 101 rushing yards. No rushing touchdowns. Van Dyke with 2 receiving touchdowns. They got Isaiah Bond. That'd be insane. Gio Scott with a receiving touchdown. It looks like Glenn Walker had a sack. Haskins had a sack. And Zach Bond with the interception. He really had a good game. 2 sacks and an interception. It doesn't matter how good of a game Zach Bond had, though, because we're going to the Super Bowl. And we have to play the Chiefs. We have the better offense, though. That's cool. Now, taking a look at awards, Jayden Daniels goes all the way at 6th. We're at 6th for Coach of the Year. We seem to run tandem there. Offensive Player of the Year, McLaurin at 2. Jayden Daniels at 9. Defensive Player of the Year, we don't have anybody there. Offensive Rookie, Gio Scott at 3 and Sapp at 6. Defensive Rookie, McCutcheon at 5. Glenn Walker doesn't even make the list. Best Quarterback, Jayden Daniels at 3. Best Running Back, Pacheco at 3. Best Receiver, McLaurin at 2. Best Offensive Lineman going to Sam Cosmi. Best Defensive Lineman, Gerald Johnson at 6. Best Linebacker, not there. Best Defensive Back, not there. And best kicker, B.J. Proctor at 8. Now, I do want to see what dev traits we got, if we got any, out of this team. Terry McLaurin does go back to Superstar Dev. Sam Cosmi goes up to Superstar Dev. Gio Scott is only a Star Dev. Defensively, Gerald Johnson goes up to Superstar X Factor. That's the bump we need. Nobody else moves, though. Everybody else stays the same, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, I lied. For a 3rd straight year, Devin Bush has gotten a Star Dev that he will lose because of regression in the offseason. Now let's hop in, see if we can beat this Chiefs team. All right, we're going to we're at Raymond James Stadium, or we're going to the end of the game. Hopefully we can knock out Kansas City. They score first, but we tie at 3-3. So 6-3. We got a low score here right now, 6-10. Come on, offense. Okay, 13-10, 13-20, 20-20. All right, let's slow this down as we do have the ball and we are driving, but it is 3rd and 2. We get the first down with Isaiah Pacheco. Now we're just running. Don't like that. Okay, there we go. Manny Elam. He sees the field a lot. Maybe we need a better backup halfback as we find ourselves on the 1-yard line scoring. Now it's tie game 27-27, and they're just Noah Gray going for, I mean, they're just going, marching right down the field, getting every bit they need. All right, we're hopping in here. This has got to be the hop in moment. This has got to be the hop in moment. Time to take over. How did they? Call a timeout. There we go. I would really like to be able to stretch the field here, but I don't see that happening. Just throw that away. Like, we have no timeouts. The middle of the field is not open. We either have to go out of bounds or in the end zone. And that out of bounds works. Titus Van Dyke. That's just got to be what we do. We'll hit Van Dyke, go out of bounds again. Horton in the end zone. Oh, you pressed him. He's superstar. That's exactly what we needed. That's our Super Bowl right there. They only have 14 seconds left. All right, we got to let them... we got to know a pass is coming, and we got to keep Mahomes contained, I should say. Let him go out of bounds. I don't know who that is. Contain. They got to go to the end zone. Yeah, they got to call a timeout there. Let it happen. You know they're going for the end. Okay, that's game over. I don't know what that was, but that wouldn't have mattered anyway. If he'd have caught it, game over. We win a second Super Bowl with the Commanders. And Jayden Daniels is your Super Bowl MVP. I believe that's his second. 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. If we can get a third this year, we're a dynasty. So that is going to be our goal, actually. And hopefully we don't mess up this year and simulate the whole offseason. Now, we are going to accept Duval's and Dominique Haskins' options. I really shouldn't accept Haskins. I mean, he's an 84. He doesn't put up numbers. Lattimore can go. I think the only people I'm really going to worry about re-signing here are going to be the mentors. All right, so we bring in Travion Henderson, a backup running back to Pacheco, and he's young, so he might develop a little bit. Tyler Warren, just a backup tight end, and Rashawn Gary, a mentor left end, so we can continue to develop Glenn Walker. All right, we're just going to pick 32. We're probably going to trade up top end of the second round because there is a corner there that I really want. But here, there is a receiver that we have got to pick, and it's either going to be J.D. Goddard, who looks pretty good, or John Fenderson, who almost not as good of an athlete. I think we're going to go J.D. Goddard here. Not great stuff, but a better athlete than Fenderson, so we're going to bring him in. We need a third linebacker. Ranked at 28, got him at 32. Normal dev, though. That sucks. All right, we traded up. I guess technically 2 picks in a row, but there is a corner that we want to get, and it's John Lynch, a round 1 talent. We need to replace Marshawn Lattimore. Ranked at 18, got him at 33, and a hidden dev. There you go. And we still have 2 other second round picks that I didn't trade away. I just traded away the future. We don't need them in this rebuild. Now here, I don't know where to go. Kerry Callahan looks pretty good. He's another receiver. We're going to go ahead and take him here, ranked at 33. Hidden dev. There we go. We get a hidden dev receiver. Okay, this is the pick. Marcus Ashmore, A right outside linebacker, we can move to left outside in normal dev, so it was a waste. Well, we didn't start really that bad. J.D. Goddard, 75. John Lynch, a 75. Kerry Callahan, a 74 overall, but he is hidden dev. And, I mean, really looks better. I don't know how he's not. It's the awareness, I think. Well, this is the team before we get into year 5. Cosme, up to a 90, playing really well. Maybe we should have looked for a replacement for Biadash or Coleman, as they didn't really develop. I think they've been the same overall the entire time. And Biadash even got Offensive Lineman of the Year to Superstar Dev trait. Horton, McLaurin, Goddard, and Callahan both there. So we have the future at wide receiver if we were to continue this. We added Travion Henderson just to be a backup to Isaiah Pacheco. Defensively, Gerald Johnson looking good. Duval looks good. Ashmore, kind of the weak spot. McCutcheon looks good. Mathis is still the same overall, not developing at all. Sandra still. Martin Emerson. The rookie Lynch. We got Glenn Walker, Johnny Newton, Haskins, and then the second-year player, Davis. So our defense looks good. They're fairly young. I'm hoping they can win. They're good enough to make some stops. So let's go ahead and get to the midseason. We're probably just going to check in and not do any re-signing because there's no need to. All right, 5-2. I like that. I like that. We lead the division and the conference, actually, at 5-2. We're the 1 seed. Jayden Daniels having an incredible year, 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Guess we got him 3 good receivers. Pacheco, 503 yards, 4 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin leading the way, 616 and 11. Horton with 548 and 5. Goddard with 3. The other rookie, not doing too well. Defensively, Duval leading the way. Johnny Newton in TFLs. Gerald Johnson in sacks, tied with Dominique Haskins with 7. Nobody else really doing anything. Glenn Walker, I need you to step it up. And then a pick for McCutcheon and a pick for the power rusher, Powell Ryland. That makes sense. I'd like to put one of the rookies in the slot receiver. Well, I mean, we're playing good right now. We're winning games, so we'll probably keep it as it is and go to the playoffs. So we will see y'all there. Well, we do make the playoffs as the 6th seed, going 10-7, I believe, again. We have to play the Rams again. I don't know what was going on. We were beating the good teams, but losing to the bad. Like the Rams we beat. The Cardinals weren't that good. We were way better than Dallas, we lost. Way better than Denver, we lost. Beat Seattle, the Chargers, the Giants that time, the Patriots. We were 5-2 at the midseason. Lost to Philly, they were 1. But we beat the Chiefs. Then we lost to the Giants, who we should have beaten. Beat the Raiders. Cowboys, who we should have beat. Did we lose to the Cowboys both times? No. Yes. Yes, they blew us out of the water. They didn't make the playoffs. They were last in the division. The Vikings, who were 3-10 at the time, we should have beaten. We beat Philly that time. Tampa, we were way better than it should have beat, but we did squeak away against San Fran. All right, let's take a look at the year Jayden Daniels had. Round of applause, everyone. 4,100 yards, 44 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. That seems to be his, set-in-stone numbers almost. McLaurin, 1,200 yards, 22 touchdowns. Horton with 1,009. The rookie with 8 and 6. Van Dyke with 4 and 4. Defensively, Levi Duval leading the way in tackles. 11 TFLs for Johnny Newton. And we got our sack numbers back up. Gerald Johnson, 13.5. Dominique Haskins, 10.5. Johnny Newton, 9.5. Glenn Walker, 6.5. The rookie Ashmore with 4.5. He's a pass coverage guy. Don't understand that one. Even Duval had 2. 3 picks for McCutcheon. Maybe a dev trait. 1 for Emerson. 1 for... Yeah, no more. Ryland was... he had another pick. He's a power rusher. And Sanders still with 1. And, I mean, Horton's looking good. Everybody looks good. No complaints. I did look at the contracts. Van Dyke, McCann, and... it was another offensive lineman are leaving. Or maybe it was Johnny Newton. Defense looks good. Lynch ended up being star dev. I mean, everybody's developing. Ashmore playing up to a 75. Gerald Johnson was just pick of the year. He started as a normal dev. He was a normal dev defensive tackle. All right, let's hop in to this wild card game. Take down the LA Rams like we have. They have Jahmyr Gibbs. Well, Jahmyr Gibbs isn't a new addition. They had him last year, and we beat the Rams. So let's see if we can beat the Rams again this year. Go into the end of the game. We need our offense to stay on top of stuff. As a long touchdown there. We have a 28-10 lead. That changed fast. We give the turnover there. They get the ball back. It is a one-point game. We need our off 35-30. There we go. And that closes it out. We win 35-30. I like this. Just changed it to the 15-minute quarters with Sim. I like that a lot. Realistic stats. Jayden Daniels, 319, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Their X factor, not up to par. Jahmyr Gibbs had an incredible game. 99 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pacheco with 56 and a touchdown, though. Terry McLaurin, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Goddard, the rookie, with 85 and a touchdown. Defensively, Duval and tackles. Johnny Newton did pretty good. We had 0 sacks. And Mike Sanders, this is a repeat of last year's playoff game. Sanders Still and Brian Branch with the interceptions. We're going to end up playing Green Bay. It's going to be pretty much the same people we played last year, just in a different order. And it's been like that every year we've made the playoffs, I think, as we hop in to take down Philly. All right, well, somehow Philly went 13-4 with two quarterbacks are in their top 3 players. Guess they took a trick out of Green Bay. I guess they took a trick out of the Green Bay Packers bag with drafting a QB early. Let's see if it makes a difference in this playoff game as we take the lead first. They match it. Can our offense please do something? 10-10. We're like the best offense in the league. I need us to act like it. All right, we're in the 4th quarter. We have the ball. This is where Trayvon Henderson came in clutch. Let's a penalty against the defense. I'll take those all day. We seem to be driving here, and that's a touchdown to Terry McLaurin. We have a touchdown lead. And Philly punted. I don't know what happened there, but they punted and gave us... All right. We can end this. And that does it. Okay, we beat Philly. I was curious if that kneel was going to screw us. But 24-17, we take down Philadelphia. That second quarterback didn't make a difference. And Jayden Daniels, a touchdown and an interception. Jalen Hurts with 2 interceptions, though. He also had a rushing touchdown and a fumble. Pacheco with 2 rushing touchdowns. I don't think we had any... Oh, Terry McLaurin had a receiving. Who is Clifton Shipley? Their tight end, huh? Defensively, what do we have here? We again have 0 sacks. Ashmore and McCutcheon with the interceptions. Quinyon Mitchell had one as well. All right, well, let's get to the NFC Championship, see who we're playing. The Green Bay Packers. What did I tell you? It was just going to be a little bit of a mix-up of last year's, or I think every year. Now, we're a lot better than this Green Bay team. We're a 90 overall, 92 offense, 88 defense. They are 84 across the board. They still have Jordan Love, a superstar X-Factor tight end, and Xavier McKinney still. All right, well, we're back in Lambeau. We've pulled upsets here before. Let's go to the end of the game, see if we can. Our offense is struggling again. There we go. 7-7. They shouldn't stop us once. 21-10. They're stopping us. 28-10. That's an 18-point lead. We should 35-10. That's the game. That's how it should have gone. Right there. Again, I don't like beating my Packers, but it is what it is. And Jayden Daniels, 281 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love throwing 2 picks. We didn't get interceptions in the regular season, so I don't know why we're getting them now. Pacheco, 93 yards and a touchdown. Trayvon Henderson with a touchdown. Is that still Eric Wilson? Oh, okay. Eli Wilson. I was about to say. Receiving, Terry McLaurin with 2 touchdowns. Horton with a touchdown. Did we have any sacks? Glenn Walker with a sack and a half. Gerald Johnson with a sack. And Jerzon Newton with a half sack. John Lynch and Orlando Mathis with the 2 interceptions. And Jayden Daniels gets his 2nd MVP. We come in at 6th Coach of the Year. 4 Coach of the Year. Terry McLaurin and Jayden Daniels at 2 and 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Gerald Johnson at 8. Offensive Rookie, Goddard doesn't get it, and neither does Callahan. Goes to John Fenderson, the other receiver we thought about drafting. Defensive Rookie, Ashmore at 4. Best Quarterback goes to Jayden Daniels. Best running back, Pacheco at 4. Best receiver, McLaurin at 2 and Horton at 10. Best offensive lineman, we have 3. Biadash at 5, Cosme at 7, and McCann at 9. Best defensive line, Gerald Johnson at 5. Best linebacker, not there. Best defensive back, McCutcheon at 10. Best kicker, B.J. Proctor at 9. And we have to play the Ravens. This is a DC area, or a DMV area Super Bowl that they have to travel all the way to Minneapolis for. So that is cool. Let's take a look at our depth traits. I mean, I feel like Terry McLaurin should. Yep, he goes up to Superstar X Factor. That's exactly what I thought should happen, and it does. Goddard up to a 79 overall. He doesn't get a depth trait. Defensively, nobody goes up. I really thought McCutcheon may have with his interception numbers, but everybody stays the same. So let's hop into this Super Bowl, the last one, the last year of the rebuild here in year 5. All right, we are going to go to the end of the game here in Minneapolis as Baltimore scores first. We put up 3. Are you kidding me? 10-7. There we go. No offense. There's a lot of yellow moving backward on our offense. 17-14. 17-21. All right, we're going to take it slow here. They stopped us on the goal line. We have to score here. And we're just going backwards. Why are we only going backwards? It's not great. We try the screen here. We get it to Pacheco. I don't know why our offensive lineman tried to block the same person when there was 2 people there. But I know deep down that Dan Quinn would go for it right here. And Terry McLaurin gets it. Why did we become... There we go. All right, let's move the ball. Let's not go backwards. 4th and 7. Why are we running the ball on 3rd and 9? I do not like this. Dan Quinn, make better decisions. Go forward, Terry. There we go. Get the first. All right, let's see. Can we score here? There we go. Jayden Daniels to J.D. Goddard. 3:05 left. We need to pull off and they're just running the ball up the field on us. They know we can't. Okay. Lamar Jackson sacked by Gerald Johnson, and they get a huge... Are you kidding me? That's what they do to us? Luckily, we have 2 timeouts, so we can try something here. As Terry gets up there, that's only 4 seconds. We still got a timeout. We moved up the field a good ways. I like this. All right, 8 seconds left. I'm going to try something here. Terry. High ball. What a dot. 5 seconds left. We score in 18 seconds. Call us the Kansas City cheat. We scored in 13, actually. All right, defense. There's 2 seconds left. That does it. That is our 3rd Super Bowl in a row. Say whatever you want in the comments about me hopping in so much. I don't care. It's tough to win with Washington. The Madden computer does not like them. Well, Jayden Daniels, 321 yards, 4 touchdowns. We may have hopped in for one of those and probably 75 of those yards, but, you know, oh well. Rushing, Pacheco, 61, no touchdowns, though. Terry McLaurin, 155 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's probably because I targeted him when I came in, but, again, complained to a wall. Horton with a touchdown. And Goddard with a touchdown. Marty Mapu. His picture just looks so large. Not a lot of TFLs for us, but Gerald Johnson with 3 sacks. Nobody else on our team had a sack. And an interception for Levi Duval. Jayden Daniels, your Super Bowl MVP and your NFL MVP. And we're going to go ahead and take one last look at this team before we hop out. As you can see, Terry McLaurin is regressing terribly, down to an 81 overall. Lost his superstar X Factor. Pacheco is starting to regress. Jayden Daniels still holding strong at that 99 overall. Defensively, we look good. I mean, nobody goes up or down. Everybody stays the same here, but Ashmore is developing. McCutcheon looks really good. Mathis is, well, I mean, that's all Super Bowl boost or end of the season boost. Lynch up to a 79. I like this team. This is you could carry this team for a while, especially with Gerald Johnson and Levi Duval. Jayden Daniels at this point put himself into the legend conversation. Terry McLaurin, a Washington legend. This team we built would be known as the best Washington team ever. Probably over those, you know, old not to be mentioned team names. Team's great. And we took some of the core that was here before, like Cosme, Biadash, Jayden Daniels. I know Debo's not on the team anymore, but he did get a Super Bowl. We built Washington the way they needed to be built. But that's going to wrap up this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, guys, be sure to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know down in the comments what team you want to see rebuilt next. And until next time, y'all have a good one.